performer. And I called him, I became friends with him on Facebook. So I called him and I was holding my breath. In fact, I called all three of these people and I didn't think they'd say yes. But actually, no one ever says no to me. I'm serious. And so I called Hank Price, Professor Henry Price, and I said, I want you, would you please come and sing an aria or something at our high school reunion? Now, many of you may have known Hank Price as a member of the Kingsman Trio, which had Michael Martin Murphy and Tom McDowell, rest in peace, he's no longer with us. But I forgot about him because he said, well, I'm busy doing this opera, and I'm directing that, and I'm coaching, and I'm teaching, I'm a voice teacher at Pepperdine University, so that was a no to me, and I hung up the phone. And I came up to fingers crossed, and then one day, out of the blue, I get an email saying, do you still want me to sing? I'm like, yeah. So I went after him. Let me just say this. Again, Google these people and read about them, because he's an international star. He's performed it with the resident tenor in Germany, Austria. He sang at the Metropolitan Opera, at Wolf Trap. He sang at the New York City Opera, in operas such as, La Traviata, Di Flagranaus, Il Barbiere de Sevilla. In Dallas, we say the Barber of Seville, y'all. The Student Prince. He is an Emmy Award winner on the recording of EMI of The Merry Widow. And let me say this, he is the favorite tenor of the opera diva star of all time, Beverly Sills. He's performed on recordings with her. He's held her in his arms as she died in the middle of an opera. And she loved him. And she was the Meryl Streep of opera. And for me, that was thrilling. Hank has been married to Martha Campbell. Martha, can we turn up the lights? I want you to stand up. They met in select chorus. Where is she? She's over here. Martha. Let's give her a big hand. And I believe you've been married about 15 years, right? Okay. It's a statistic. Let me say, I am more than thrilled, and our accompanist today is Gary Okeson, and I would like now for you all to give a warm welcome. This is such a privilege. He flew in on his own dime. He's performing because he loved the school. He is also a graduate of North Texas State University, and you're going to love it. So let's give him a big round of applause.
Right, so please welcome Gary Okeson. Gary Okeson, welcome, Gary. Why? day. The sun is dawning. It's going to be great. But if you don't come outside to join me, it's going to be dark and dreary. So come on out. Let's have a good time. So, you know, these operatic songs and the songs that we grew up with, they're really all about the same stuff, right? For instance, let's see, how about if I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land, I'd hammer out danger, that's right, I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and sisters, all over this land, and so forth. And how about Michael roll the boat to the shore, hallelujah. Michael roll the boat to the shore, hallelujah. And here's the one that Martha and I ought to make our theme song because we travel around the world so much. Well, I'm the type of guy that likes to roam around. I'm never in one place. I roam from down to town. And when I'm by myself, I'm falling for some girl, you know, I hop right in the car. I might run around the world because I'm a wanderer. Yeah, and I'm a wanderer. I roam around the world. Well, that's the kind of music I love, and Mom and I sang on the stage. But education is a funny thing, isn't it? I mean, it's not about what you think it's going to be about. You know, it's about finding something that you really love and getting with some other people who love the same thing and then getting curious about it. Right, Dr. Clinton? Yeah. Right. And so that's what happened to me. And I was new to Dallas in the 9th grade, and we moved into this area, and I came to Adamson, and I said, I like to sing. I think I want to join the choir. Changed my life. Introduced me to classical music, and most importantly, it introduced me to Martha. Right? Yeah. So, and when I went down, or up the road to North Texas, I didn't think I was going to major in music. I said, well, I'll major in English. I like English because I had a great English teacher, Miss Etheridge. And I had a geometry teacher, Mr. Jenkins, that made me think, he made me think geometry was fun. And then I had a science teacher, I had a teacher named Mr. Bashir, right? And he made me realize that for me, biology was not fun. But when I got to North Texas, I was walking down the corridor one day because I wanted to join the choir and I wanted to take some voice lessons. And then I heard this melody coming out. It sounded very familiar. It sounded something like this. Something like, it's now or never. Come hold me tight. Kiss me, my darling. Rewind tonight. Tomorrow may be too late. It's not love, my love.
you go into teaching after you had such an illustrative career?
You know, it's interesting about teaching because I didn't think I'd ever want to be a teacher, and I think when I got out of college, I probably didn't have anything I was qualified to teach. But I developed such a love for singing and a love for the art of the opera, the drama involved, that I just enjoyed working with young people. And actually, when we moved back to Dallas after my European career, this was in the late 80s, my son went to Bryan Adams High School. We were just here for a few years before I went to Pepperdine. And the choir director there asked me if I wanted to work with some of the students. And I really enjoyed it. So the choir director at Woodrow, where I met Gary, Marceline Bircher, she asked me to come and work with some of the students there. And I loved it so much, and this opportunity came up at Pepperdine, and I said, yeah, why not?
I want to ask you about, well, first of all, if any of you have been on the campus of Pepperdine, it's like being in heaven. It's in Malibu, it's up overlooking the entire ocean, so it's a beautiful campus. And he's spearheaded many careers, which is a testament to what a great person you are. But I want to ask you about Beverly Sills. She was one of the funniest people off stage, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's hysterical. I mean, she hosted the Tonight Show. She had a special with Carol Burnett, and she was just gifted. If she hadn't been a singer, she would have been a talk show host because she could go all day long and keep you with stitches. Yeah.
I saw her one day on the street with her daughter walking in and went, Beverly Sills, I love you. She went, thank you, Mom. And tell me about your experience with that hootenanny group of yours.
Oh, we call ourselves the Kingsmen. Some of you guys here. About how education starts. You get together, you find yourself grouped together with people that gravitate to what you do well. And then you want to learn more about it. And I always wanted to learn to play the guitar. I could play a few chords. But Mike, he was really good. And he had this kind of, he really wanted to be a pure folk singer. So when we did stuff that was a little more pop, he kind of frowned on that. You know, so I learned a lot from Mike. And we got together with Tom. And I think we had this bass player that came over from Sunset and played with us in our assemblies. But, you know, it was just for fun, for ourselves and for all the students at Pepperdine who were able to perform. And, you know, that was it. We just had fun.
I have one question. What has held your marriage together all these years with Martha Cannon?
I don't know. I'm going to have to ask her that question. Because she puts up with me going, you know, wanting to travel and do all these crazy things, like come to the Adamson reunion on the final week of the semester at school.
Well, I think it's time for that selfie. Turn around. All right. Yeah, bring up the house. Come on. Oh, there they are. Oh, that will work. Here, get up here. Let's go this way. Okay, we did it. Let's give a big round of applause. So grateful to all three of our entertainers today, and I thank you all for your support as well.